So of all the things I did that day, this is the moment that I think I'm the most embarrassed about.
Check. 47 Mike, 112, calling 2
So of all the things I did that day, this is the moment that I think I'm the most embarrassed about. Just an overview of what's going on. Talked about the balance between beta and brake being absolutely critical on this airplane. I'm coming out of the chocks, and you can see it on my face. I roll the airplane, undo the beta lock, draw the throttle all the way back to full reverse, and there's still too much residual thrust. I don't have enough brake power to steer, let alone brake. And you can see multiple attempts where I'm trying to let the airplane accelerate to sort of a natural speed with full beta. So with full reverse, the airplane was still going to roll 20 miles an hour or so, and then doing max effort brakes to see how much, what would an emergency stop look like. And it was not acceptable. So that's going on. Number two is my radio is still not acceptable. So I'm hearing 10%. It's misleading in the video because the GoPro did a better job of getting the radio noise than the headset was doing. It sounds like the calls were a lot clearer than they were. But I'm not hearing all that's going on. And this airport is slammed with Embry-Riddle traffic. I've never seen anything like it. It was like 3 or 4 waves a day. You'd go from the airport being totally quiet like you'd expect for a little GA airport to like 7, 10 Embry-Riddle airplanes stacked up with students working on takeoffs and landings. These are Cessna 172s that are flying around the pattern at 80 knots, and to be perfectly honest, anything less than 150 in the Thunder, and I'm heads up at least. Anyway, so.
Adam clear. Turn 544 Romeo is on a left basic, east short approach mid 23 Dawn. Dylan Traski, Seneca 615 Hotel, Pier runway 23 on Charlie.
So I'm getting ready to taxi out into this environment with unsatisfactory comms, brakes that I'm not happy with, and you look at how long it took for me to make that decision, and that's embarrassing. Again, I'm being overly critical, and because sort of the way that we do business, I have to be.
Traffic file 445 at Romeo, Charlie runway 23. We're gonna taxi Alpha.
I knew within a couple seconds of coming out of the chocks that this flight should not proceed, and I ran the engine for a good 10 minutes trying to convince myself that there was some way I could move forward and get the flight done, make the customer happy, move the project down the line, etc. It's that standard success thing that we all, that pilots in general struggle with, and here you can see I'm struggling with it. So finally, I did abort, taxied back, shut the airplane down. And Quentin went to work.
Problem?
probably getting about half the radio calls. This airport's too busy. The brakes are so much worse than I remember them. I'm sure it's just compounded by the beta having something about. I was pretty clear about the beta issue, and there was some stuff that he could do. Again, he's playing with that balancing beam where if he gives me more beta power, more reverse thrust, then the throttle becomes more sensitive, and there's more likely to be a PIO during that initial power addition for takeoff. But you know, I made it clear I wasn't going to fly the airplane how it was, and so he had a directive that allowed him to go work. Then I went and called the owner and talked to him about the radio situation to see if he had any insight on that.